It is hockey night at the Rochester Institute of Technology, where Tiger Nation is on edge after their team has now lost 5 straight home games. They lost it last night here against Holy Cross. The Crusaders' Johnny Coughlin, a big reason for that is the Fairport native scored last night in his return home. We'll hear from him in just a bit. You are watching RIT Sports Zone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builders. There's plenty to get to over the next half hour, including highlights, a live interview with head coach Wayne Wilson, and a story of one local boy who will no doubt warm your heart. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and we're so glad you could join us here tonight for RIT Sports Zone pregame live. We welcome our viewers watching online and on Time Warner Cable. Well, the regular season is quickly slipping away from RIT. The Tigers have won just 3 of their last 11 games. And to quote head coach Wayne Wilson after last night's game, the Tigers are a fragile bunch right now. Last night it was Holy Cross in town for a weekend series. It was scoreless until late in the first period. Crusaders on the power play. Johnny Coughlin with the shot that gets through. Just 32 seconds remaining in the period, and Holy Cross had a 1-goal lead after 1 period of play. Second period, RIT with a chance. Ryan Kruper back in the lineup for the first time in 6 games, denied by Paul Barafato to keep RIT off the board. Late in the period, RIT had a golden opportunity as, for some reason, Barafato comes out of the net, and Miles Powell has a shot at an empty net, but he goes wide with the attempt there. Under 4 to play, Holy Cross with an opportunity to take a 2-goal lead. Mike Rotolo standing tall, making the big save on Danny Lopez. It stayed 1-0 after 2. In the third, things unraveling for the Tigers. Holy Cross on the rush. Kevin Darrar to Scott Pooley, who finishes it off. Holy Cross went up by 2 right there. Then just 18 seconds later, Tigers turn it over in their own end, and Brett Mulcahy right on the doorstep puts it in. Holy Cross had a 3-0 lead, a backbreaker there for RIT. Crusaders would score 3 times in the first 10 minutes of the period. Here playing 4-on-4. Watch Spencer Trapp just skates in untouched. Mike Barrett puts home the rebound. 4-0 Holy Cross. The Tigers would have opportunities late. The captain, Miles Powell, skating in, puts on the fancy move here, but he can't finish the backhander, very similar to the goal he scored against Providence. He was denied there, though. That kind of night for RIT. Danny Smith to Sean Cameron, and Barafato, he doesn't know where it is, but Holy Cross thankful it's not in the net. Paul Barafato gets the shutout, and Holy Cross gets the big 4-0 victory.
Honestly, we find a way to lose. You know, I think the first and second period we played really well, but, you know, it's just the mental errors that we seem to be making, especially in our own zone, losing guys. We seem to self-implode.
How difficult is it to not let doubt creep into that room?
It's definitely difficult. I think we got to find a way, though. With any hockey season, you're going to run into roadblocks, and, you know, yes, we're in a fairly big one right now, but we got to find a way to get out and just keep the game simple for us, and, you know, hopefully soon it'll work its way.
I thought we took it to them for the first 2 periods. We're down 1-0, but I mean, that's just something we got to fight through, and really we got to figure that out if we want to have success in the playoffs here. In those tight games, if we're not getting the bounces, we just got to work that much harder to get back in the game, I guess.
Did you have a little extra juice, a little extra adrenaline playing in your hometown here tonight?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, RIT is just another team in our league, but it's definitely fun to come home and play in front of friends and family and be a part of the atmosphere here. It's a great atmosphere, and it's fun to play at home, yeah.
Take me through that goal. You got your team started there in the first period.
Yeah, it was kind of just a broken play, a little bit of puck luck, but the puck kind of hit me in my shoulder, found my stick, and I just tried to throw it on net. So it was a pretty good play, but it was lucky.
It's the fortuitous bounce, and then
So the Tigers get shut out for the 3rd time this season. The Crusaders went 1 for 4 on the man advantage. RIT was 0 for 2. Goaltender Paul Barafato stopped all 26 shots he faced, recording his 3rd shutout of the season and the 6th of his career. The last time RIT went 6 games without a win was back in the 2013-14 season. They will no doubt be in desperation mode here tonight, as they cannot afford to finish another weekend without any points. Coach Wayne Wilson said last night, it's all mental for his team right now, and they've got to fight through it. The head coach is standing by live now with John DiTullio. Good evening, John.
All right, thank you, Kevin. You've lost 5 straight here at home, Wayne. At what point, or what did you What do you tell your team at this point? You used the word fragile last night. What's the message tonight?
Well, last night I didn't even go in and talk to the players afterwards. It's got to come within now. I mean, we've done enough talking as a staff. The voice has to be heard within the room. Someone's got to take charge of the locker room. And I don't even know how much they need to say. They know what's expected of them. They know what they should be doing, and we've just got to really do consistent habits in what we're doing and not have any breakdowns. And when times get tough, there's going to be crunch times in the game that we've just got to be mentally strong and get through those, either on a positive side or a neutral side. We can't get down and dig ourselves a hole and be down 2-0. After a really good first period, really disappointed, and a pretty solid second period, really kind of a back and forth second period. I thought we won the first, pretty even second, and in the third, once they got the second goal, the floodgates were open and we were in trouble.
You also use compete harder. What do you expect tonight from your team?
Well, we are competing pretty hard. I just think during those crunch times, we've got to dig down a little bit deeper and find something. We're playing well enough to lose. We've got to play better to win. And so whatever that is, you can say, hey, we're giving 100%, but we got to give 110 if we're going to win. And we're right at that sticking point where we haven't gotten to the other side, and we're finding ways to lose games instead of win games. And it's just some mental breakdowns here and there. It's just little things. It's never one consistent thing. It's just a lot of little things, and we got to do a better job.
All right, thank you so much, Wayne. Good luck tonight. That's Wayne Wilson, head coach of RIT, for a preview of Holy Cross. Let's send it over to Stacey Pension. Stacey?
Yeah, thanks, John. Joined by Holy Cross head coach David Berard. An impressive win last night, shutting out RIT. Your team is really peaking at a pretty good time. You've made up a lot of ground since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we had some peaks and valleys in the first half of the year. We started off the year really strong, won a lot of non-conference games, and then kind of hit a bit of a lull November through the end of the first half. And I think break came at the right time. We were able to kind of regroup and regather ourselves for a couple weeks, and we came back with more of a commitment to playing team defense. We scored a lot of goals early, and sometimes you score a lot of goals, you don't pay attention to defense as much, and as we found out the hard way in some cases, that we needed to be harder there. And last night we played a really strong defensive game and competed really hard and executed, and that's what you need to do when you come here and play RIT.
Speaking of RIT, you guys have been very hot. RIT has really been struggling. What's your mind frame when you come in and play a team like RIT, who has been losing quite a bit, but they're gritty, they want to win badly? What is the mind frame coming into that?
Well, we know they're going to be aggressive, they're going to work really hard, and they're going to compete, and you're going to have to earn your ice. And we don't really look at records because this is a really tough place to play. And RIT's won the league championship the last 2 years, so they're battle tested. They might be going through a funk that we went through early in the year, and we knew we were a good team all along. I'm sure they know that they're a good team, and the key is just come in here and executing your game plan and playing as hard as you can, because you know that they're going to play really hard, and if you match their intensity, maybe get some bounces. Last night we did, but tonight's going to be a brand new game, a totally different game.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Stacey. So here is the situation in the Atlantic Hockey Conference. Air Force, who comes in here next weekend, has won 5 in a row and is tied for first place with Canisius with 34 points. Robert Morris, Holy Cross, Army all knotted up in third place with 26 points. RIT is tied for 7th at the moment with Bentley, who swept the Tigers a few weeks ago. If RIT finishes 9th or lower, they would not have a home playoff game again this year. Of course, the Tigers would like to finish in the top 5, get a bye, and be back here at home. Well, still to come on the program, from the Frozen Four to the pros to college coaching. It's been a wild ride for one Tiger alum. Plus, we'll introduce you to a local boy whose warm heart is providing many in our area with warm bodies throughout this winter season. It's all straight ahead. You're watching RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. Back here on RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live, RIT and Holy Cross wrapping up warm-ups. The Tigers looking to snap a 5-game home losing streak here tonight, which I'm told is a first in the D1 era for the Tigers. A rarity, of course, even at the D3 level. Well, we all know how harsh Rochester winters can be, but thanks to one local boy, many in our community are now more prepared to brave the elements.
There are many 10-year-olds that play hockey, but Colin isn't your average 10-year-old.
So how would you describe Colin for people that don't know him?
Colin is a very kind little boy who likes to help others.
Colin has been helping others since he was just 5 years old.
Well, I saw a kid without a coat, and I was ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. So it was 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm like, I want to give that kid my favorite coat.
How did that make you feel seeing that young boy without a coat?
I felt sad because, you know, all the stuff that we have and he doesn't, just makes me feel really bad.
What was your reaction to that?
I was really taken back and surprised that he wanted to do that. Actually, I was pretty blown away.
That idea led Colin to begin Warm Hearts, Warm Bodies, an organization that collects coats and other winter essentials to help those in need.
The Open Door Mission is the primary group that gets the coats, hats, and gloves. And recently this year we started outreaching to the Blue Star veterans in Canandaigua and the Rochester City Schools. And we also have a lot of private people that contact us privately just this time of year, especially Christmas time. They are in need of warm coats for their kids and families.
Could you have envisioned it taking off and being as successful as it's been when he first came up with the idea?
No. And he's inspired not only myself and adults, but youth hockey players in the area and across the country.
Colin has inspired many, including his teammates and opponents too. They've all joined together to help the cause.
That's wonderful. I like that. That's great because they just know that that your hockey teammates are family.
Where do you see this going in the future?
Well, he has said from day one that he wants to do this until he goes to college, and then he will find another little boy to take over, and then he will continue on after. And I'll just support him as long as he wants to keep doing it. So that's all I can do as a mom.
What a great young man doing great work in our community. Warm Hearts, Warm Bodies by Colin has 7 drop-off locations throughout our area, including the Bill Grays Regional Iceplex, which is available year-round. So far this year, Colin has collected 1,500 coats, but he hopes to reach 5,000 to celebrate his organization's 5th year. And Tiger fans, you can help out Colin reaching his goal next Saturday night when the Tigers host Air Force. Warm Hearts, Warm Bodies will have a donation bin here at the Policini Center. Plus, when you buy one ticket, you'll get one free with a donation of a gently used coat. We will help out Colin next week. Well, still to come on the show, John and Jean join us with their thoughts on tonight's matchup. Plus, a former Tiger gets into coaching thanks to his former coach. That's all next. You're watching RIT Sports Zone pregame live.
Barrel swinging over left side. Here's the shot. Out to the near side. Coughlin scores! That's a Rochester native. For 7, Johnny Coughlin on the power play.
I take pride in pop quizzes.
I dropped the ball too. Is now the score. Oh goodness! Is in the break. Pooley, 2-0. Pooley with the goal for the College of the Holy Cross. Just 19 shots on goal. This feels like a lot. Is in front, and now it's definitely a lot. As all alone is Mulcahy. Somehow the Tigers falling apart here. 2 quick goals, and now all of a sudden it's 3-0. Closing seconds of the 4-on-4 here. As Trapp zipping his way in, and a goal. 4th tonight is Trapp dishing it off, and that's a 4-on-4 goal.
Looks like nobody converged on him. He just skated in, pinched, and just kept going. Watch this. Kind of gets around Gabe there. Has his head up, and then look at. I think Brown's got to come crashing down a little bit too late, and nobody really picks him up.
It was a tough night for the Tigers last night. The sights and sounds of RIT Hockey, courtesy of Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio and the wonderful crew here at RIT Sports Zone. You can find Hockey Central all season long on our website, ritsc.com. It's a great way to catch up on games you may have missed throughout the season. Well, if you're just joining us here tonight, the RIT injury report remains the same. The Norris brothers are out for the season. Todd Skirving and Alex Perron-Fontaine are sidelined again tonight. Of course, as we heard last night, the Tigers coaching staff isn't very optimistic those two will be back soon either. Joined now by Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio. And guys, the injuries are a reality for a lot of teams this time of year. Tigers were able to fight through it a year ago, but have not shown they're capable of doing so far this year.
Yeah, last year was just really one position, Kevin. Good evening, being goaltender. But, John, this team is without confidence right now.
That's the big difference from last year to this year. They were mentally tough. They had the Norris twins. They had Kukali. They had Mitchell. That team had great leaders. And as you mentioned, they suffered injuries, but to their goalies, which they were able to overcome. The injuries, as far as we're concerned and what we're seeing, may be insurmountable because you've lost your two best defensemen. You've lost a leader in Skirving and Perron-Fontaine, who's a great utility player. A lot of freshmen being asked to do a whole lot. They're going to have to step up big time tonight.
Well, this is a team, Holy Cross, that certainly is in contention to make it to the Blue Cross Arena coming up in the month of March. And it was good to see a Rochester guy get a goal last night, Johnny Coughlin for the College of the Holy Cross.
He did score, and as soon as he scored, there was a right behind the glass. I don't know if it was a family member starts pounding on the glass, had his Holy Cross sweater on. So it's nice. Family comes out. He got a gift there because, Mike Ricciolo, we've seen him make tons of saves. The one that he missed last night, just bad technique, but it was great to see a Rochester native light the lamp in front of his hometown.
And for RIT, Eric Brown, he's got to do a better job. That whole line has to step up here.
I think everybody just talked with Mike Germain and talked with Wayne Wilson earlier, keeping it simple. Basically, to quote Bill Belichick, as you mentioned last night, just do your job, keep it simple, but there is a mental barrier that is hovering over this team, and the coaching staff can't figure it out.
Keys tonight for the Tigers to snap this losing streak.
I think it's paramount. If any game they needed to score first, it's this one tonight to break that mental barrier. They've got to stay out of the box. The penalty kill has been a problem all year, and right now Holy Cross's power play is on fire, and it's time to man up. Each guy has to look at themselves and say, you know what, do your job, have that compete level at a maximum level, and hopefully come away with 2 points.
If there's one thing I can give Tiger fans a little bit of confidence here, Kevin, that being the Tigers here, if they end up not getting the bye, Canisius won a few years ago as a 7th seed, so it can be done.
Yeah, the Tigers would like to have that bye, but it's looking tough at this point, guys. We'll look for you at the top of the hour. Well, the Frozen Four team here at RIT, the 2010 Frozen Four team, will always have a special place in the hearts of Tiger Nation. That includes former goaltender Jared DeMichael, who was a big reason why the Tigers crashed the party in Motown that year. While DeMichael's playing days are now behind him, he says his current career can be credited to the man who's been leading the Tigers these last 18 years.
Jared DeMichael will forever be linked to one of the biggest sports moments in RIT history.
The Cinderella story of the tournament so far, the Rochester Institute of Technology out of Rochester, New York. They're going dancing to the Frozen Four in Detroit.
It's crazy that it was 7 years ago. It feels like it was just yesterday, and still very close with basically every single player on that team. And now, obviously, we're a little bit older. We're getting married, or guys are having kids. So a lot of us are maybe getting a little bit chubbier too. But we definitely had a lot of things fall our way. But I think the biggest thing that I learned was just our team work ethic, and we were a team. Everyone cared for each other, and no one cared who was scoring the goal or making the save or blocking the shot. Every time everybody went on the ice, everyone was their biggest cheerleader and rooting for each other. And it didn't matter who was hopping over the boards. You knew what every single guy was going to do on the ice, and you were excited for each other. And it was definitely a special time.
After that magical season, DeMichael elected to go pro, but quickly realized a long-term career wasn't going to happen.
When did you realize that, maybe this isn't going to be a career that I can sustain long term?
For me, it was a great experience. I'm happy I did it. It was important for me as a hockey player. It was always a goal of mine. I wanted to play professional hockey no matter the level, and it just wasn't the same camaraderie, and just didn't have the same passion for the game as a player as what I thought I was going to have. And I figured I should do something else and maybe have a career in something else, because I knew in hockey, just because of my age and the way things were going, I wasn't going to have a long-standing career. And
So DeMichael turned to coaching, thanks to his former coach.
a big reason I got into coaching was Wayne Wilson, the relationship that I had with him, a player, and saw that positive effect that he had on me, and kind of want to have that same effect on players that I'm coaching in the future.
So far, coaching has panned out. DeMichael was a part of the RIT Women's Division III National Championship team, an assistant at Division III startup Nazareth, and after 2 years at St. Lawrence, DeMichael has now ended up on the staff at UMass.
I'm one of our 2 assistant coaches here. Big pieces of my job are probably recruiting. I'm on the road a good amount. I also work with our goalies, and I oversee our penalty kill unit. I really try to be honest with the players and show them the positives and negatives, and whether it be showing them film or doing things before and after practice. Obviously, as a player, I was once in their shoes and knew what it was like, and I felt like for me, I enjoyed honesty from the coaching staff, and that's something I learned from Wayne Wilson. He was going to be hard on you from time to time, but he was always going to be honest with you. And as a player, it allowed you to have a free mind, and you're open-minded about things. And I think when someone's honest with you, you'll do anything for them.
Can you see yourself wanting to be or being a head coach in the college level at some point?
It's definitely a goal of mine to one day be a head coach. I think I need to continue to grow as a coach and as a person, and I'm still learning, but I think every head coach is probably still learning, whether they're 70 years old or 30 years old. But that's definitely a goal of mine, just like as a player, whether it's a goal to win a lot of games or score a bunch of goals. I want to be a head coach one day and be able to run a program, and hopefully one day I'm lucky enough to have that opportunity.
Well, it has been a tough first season at UMass for Jared DeMichael and company. The Minutemen are in the midst of a 10-game losing streak. And now tonight at number 9, UMass Lowell. Doesn't get any easier for Jared and company. Well, we are closing in on game time here between the Tigers and Crusaders. We'll let John and Gene take over next. This is RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. We are back at the Gene Policini Center, where tonight it's a must-win for the Tigers, who have taken the ice as they host Holy Cross, a team that has gone unbeaten in 10 of its last 12 games. Well, Brick City Homecoming and Family Weekend was held back in October, but this weekend the RIT men's hockey team welcomed back some of its former players for the program's Alumni Weekend. Earlier this afternoon, the group of former Tigers took the ice here at the Gene Policini Center. They were first posing for a team picture before holding an exhibition game. Brad Shumway, who has been on the team the past 2 Atlantic Hockey Championship teams, was on the ice today. Shumway and many other former Tigers will be in attendance here tonight, hoping to bring some luck to their former team. There will be RIT hockey in this building every weekend throughout the rest of the month as the men's and women's hockey teams wrap up the regular season. Come out and enjoy one of the best college atmospheres in the country. You can purchase tickets for as low as $6 by visiting the Policini Center box office, by calling 475-4121, or visiting online RIThockey.com. We are back with you next Friday and Saturday night as the Air Force Academy returns to Rochester for their first regular season game for the first time since 2013-14 season. Our coverage kicks off 6:30 with RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live, presented by Taylor the Builders. You can watch us online, RITSC.com, or on Time Warner Cable Sports, Channel 26. Well, that'll do it for us. Gene, John, and Stacy are up next as RIT faces Holy Cross. Enjoy the game, everyone. RIT Sports Zone Live begins now.